Hello everyone, welcome to episode 7 of Building Prehistoric Islands. Last episode, we built a walkthrough habitat filled with 3 species of herbivores, but today, we begin construction on a new island filled with circles and some terrifying Australovenators. As you can see from this capture, I originally wanted to have some velociraptors to be the main dinosaur in this island, but this island was too small, and since the velociraptor is a fan favorite in the JP franchise, I decided to switch it with the Australovenators because I wanted the raptors to have a more grand enclosure. Now, let's construct the guest area. Once you enter the island, to the right of you, you will see this unique seating structure. If you've seen my other videos, you can tell that it's certainly a step up from just placing tables and chairs in random patches everywhere. On each side, there are 3 multi-wall pieces that form this trapezoid type structure, and inside it, there are 3 planters and 5 tables. In between the 2 trapezoids, there are some tree planters, some benches, some lights, and more tables. And of course, every seating structure needs to have a trash can, so I placed some right at the ends of the wall pieces. To the left of the Jeep tour, you will see our first circular structure. This one in particular has water with rocks as the focal point. To be safe, I placed some planters so no one tries to swim in this filthy water. Next to this, we are greeted by yet another circular structure. Unlike the other ones we saw earlier, this one is bigger and houses trees instead of rocks, but it still has water at the bottom and planters as a safety feature. And now, we are getting to the biggest circle, which is actually an enclosure. It has a bit of water off to the side, a small hill, and a group of 6 Lystrosaurus. Now that we're done with all the circles, you might be wondering what they're even for. I used them as an easy way to fill a massive amount of space in this island. It was quite lazy, but you've got to admit, it looks cool. Next to that circle, there's yet another seating structure. This one is smaller and has 2 multi-wall pieces instead of 3. I haven't spoken about amenities yet, so you might be wondering what this fancy seating is for. So let's talk about the amenities. As always, I randomize the amenities architecture and color until I find a design that I like. On this island, RNG decided that we have a gift shop and some drinks. If you look in front of the amenities, you can see that the planters that were used to border the big circle have been switched out with multi-wall pieces. This is simply because the planters took up too much space in this narrow path, so I decided to use the walls. Right off to the very edge of the island is a fountain and chairs, because no island in this park is complete without a fountain. Except for that one. I also used some bamboo poles at the very edge of the chairs. I never used this decoration, but now I realize it actually looks pretty cool. I also placed some trash bins, because like I said earlier, no seating space is complete without trash cans. Now, let's get to the Australovenators. The first thing you see here is warning. These Australovenators are extremely active hunters, and I need your help to count how many goats are successfully killed. With those numbers, we can calculate how many goats die every hour. The first thing you see here is this rock barrier to keep the dinosaurs inside. Yes, they could just jump over the rocks, but let's just pretend that there's an invisible force field preventing that from happening. Instead of the tropical biomes that I normally do, I decided to opt for a redwood enclosure. You can see patches of some alpine trees scattered all over the enclosure. I also used the dirt terrain paint as a substrate, followed by a small mix of grass. I also found out that putting the rock terrain paint underneath the water creates this cool effect. Everyone who builds parks on non-square maps has definitely already figured this out, but as a square map builder, I had no clue about this. Speaking of rock, there are some real 3-dimensional rocks scattered everywhere around the enclosure. On this island, there are 5 Australovenators and 6 Lystrosaurus. Now, let's get to some dino footage. If you enjoyed this video, I have a great feeling you'll have a wonderful time watching this one. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.